Okay, students, what is ring chain isomerism? It's very clear in that name only present. Ring chain isomerism. Ring chain isomerism means the compounds having same molecular formula, but one structure having a cyclic structure. One is having cyclic, another one is having open chain structures. Such type of compounds or such type of organic compounds are called as ring chain isomerism or ring chain isomers. Means one among that the compounds which are having same molecular formula, but one is open chain structure, another one is a cyclic structures. Such type of compounds are called as a ring chain isomers. Mostly for the examples of ring chain isomers, alkenes and cycloalkanes shows ring chain isomerism. Okay ma, alkenes and cycloalkanes. Alkenes we know that, and cycloalkanes also we know that. Alkenes means what, dear students? Carbon and carbon, at least one double bond containing compounds are called as alkenes. Alkenes and cycloalkanes shows ring chain isomerism. Let's see one example. I will give you three carbons. At least in order to formation of ring, how many carbon atoms are required? Three carbon atoms are required. Then only we can form a three-member cyclic ring. So for the formation of three-member cyclic ring, that you have to take one example of propene. CH3 bond CH double bond CH2. Here how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3. Forms cyclopropane. This is also CH2 bond CH2 bond CH2. Total how many hydrogen atoms are present here, students? 6 hydrogen atoms and 3 carbons. Here also C3H6. This molecular formula also C3H6. C3H6. So both, this is open chain structure, this is the cyclic ring, cyclic structure. That's why both are called as a ring chain isomers. One more example, let's see. Butene or butanene or butene, four members, four carbon atoms containing alkyl. Now these four carbon atoms are present, means we can form four member cyclic ring, cyclobutane, and also we can form three-member cyclic ring with one methyl group as a substance. Means one methyl cyclopropane, this is cyclobutane, this is butanene. These all are ring chain isomers because it is the open chain structure, it is cyclic ring. It is open chain structure, it is cyclic ring. Like these are the examples for ring chain isomerism or ring chain isomers. Okay, let's see one more example. I will give you 5 carbon atoms containing alkene. One, two, three, four, five. Pentene or pentoanine. So from this we can form 5-member cyclic ring, 4-member cyclic rings, as well as 3-member cyclic rings. Let's see. The 5-member cyclic ring is cyclopentane. Now this is the highest ring. Later we want to make it 4-member cyclic ring, means 4 carbon atoms are in a ring and 1 carbon atom is left. That carbon atom is present as a substance, hence it is called as methyl substance, CH3. Now you have to make it 3 carbon atom cyclic ring. 3 carbon atom cyclic ring you have, if you have written means remaining 2 carbon atoms as a substance, that is ethyl substance. CH2 bond CH3 we can write. Two methyl substance, 1 and 2 positions we can write are At two CH3 groups at one carbon only we can write. So these all are ring chain isomers for 5 carbon atoms containing alkene. Cyclopropane, 1 methyl cyclobutane, 1 ethyl cyclopropane, 1 comma 1 dimethyl cyclopropane, 1 comma 2 dimethyl cyclopropane. This is 1 comma 1, this is 1 comma 2. Like how many structures are formed? Rings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings are formed. For 5 carbon atoms containing alkane, having a 5 cyclic ring structures are present. So this is about a ring chain isomerism or ring chain isomers. Ring chain isomers means major statement what it is, dear students. One is cyclic ring, another one is the open chain structure. Open chain structure. So mostly alkenes and cycloalkanes to show ring chain isomerism. Okay. Yes, ma'am. 4 carbons means only possibilities. How many? Possibilities 2. One is 4-member cyclic ring, another one is 3-member cyclic ring. And one methyl group substrate means that should be at 1 carbon. Any one of the carbon you write 1 methyl substrate, then we'll get 2 rings only. Is there any other possible rings? Structures are there means let inform to me. Abhay, understood? Only 2 rings. But here 5 carbons, 5 rings are present. Don't think it is 5 carbons, 5 rings. Here 4 carbons means 4 rings structures we need to draw like. Just possibilities, imagination only. Different types of arrangements. Then we'll get idea. Okay. So this is about a ring chain isomerism. Anybody have doubt? Let inform to me. Clear ma for everyone? Nischal, Shravana, Rani, Amresh. Yes. Yes, ma. Let's see third example. 5 carbon atoms containing alkene I took. So 5 carbons containing cyclic ring. Later, it is 4 carbons. Nischal. 4 carbons means 1 carbon is left. That carbon, only 1 carbon is left means 1 carbon. How can we arrange 1 methyl group? Okay, 1 methyl group we can write. Next, this 4 carbon cyclic ring I congested into 3 carbon atoms. Means that 4 is becomes to 3. Next, remaining 2 carbon atoms we can write ethyl substance CH2 bond CH3, or we can write 2 methyl groups. The 2 methyl groups may be presented 1 carbon or may be presented 2 different carbons, 1 and 2 carbons. Here 1 and 2, this side also write 1 and 2 only. The position will come in 3-member cyclic ring. Either from 1 carbon you have to hold the remaining 2 carbon position. From that carbon it is 2, either right side it is 2, left side also it is 2 only. That's it is 1 comma 2 dimethyl cyclopropane and 1 comma 1 dimethyl cyclopropane, like different structures, rings. Okay, Nishal, understood? Yes. Let's see next important concepts. These concepts are very important. Why I am saying very important means the entire organic reactions, all reactions, the mechanism is depends on these concepts only. Now we will discuss about that fundamental concepts in organic reactions. Fundamental concepts in organic reaction. Organic reaction mechanism. Okay, students. Yes, ma, isomerism means structural isomerism completed. Remaining stereoisomerism is still left. That we will discuss in the next chapter. Okay, fundamental concepts in organic chemistry, organic reaction mechanism. So what type of fundamental concepts are present in while the organic reactions are going on? Its mechanism. The reaction means what it is, dear students. The substrate, one substrate react with another substrate converted into products. Another substrate converted into products. While formation of products, initially what is happened in the chemical reaction, how the product is formed, new substrate, how the new substrate is formed, that is known as a mechanism. That is known as a mechanism. So we need to discuss what are the important fundamental concepts present in organic reaction mechanism. First we will discuss about the reactions, organic reactions. What is organic reactions, dear students? Organic reactions are organic chemical reactions, whatever it may be, either chemical reaction. So during the organic chemical reaction, reactants, during the chemical reaction, during the organic reactions means reactant means it is one type of substrate. Substrate, this is also known as reactant. This reactant or substrate react with another substrate. That another substrate is known as attacking reagent. Is known as an attacking reagent. Whenever the attacking reagent attacks to the substrate or attacks to the reactant, then what happens? That covalent bonds, the carbon and carbon bonds present in organic compounds, that covalent bonds will be cleavage and forms one intermediate. Forms intermediate. Forms on intermediate state. Intermediate state or transition state. Transition state or complex, activated complex. Activated complex they will form. So while the reactant or substrate reacting with attacking reagent, then that carbon and carbon bonds, old bonds will be breaks, means the bonds are cleavage in the reactant substance as well as attacking reagent substance. Then the forms new bonds. That new bonds are called as products. During the formation of products, that meanwhile they form one intermediate state or transition state or activated complex will form. It is unstable. This transition state or intermediate state is unstable, converted into products. Or maybe they form one product or mixture of products, either product or products they will form. So this is known as organic reactions. So during this organic reaction, the total this information is known as a reaction mechanism. How the reactants are converted into products in a chemical reactions, that is known as reaction mechanism. How they are converting, dear students? The conversion is either formation of intermediate states, through formation of intermediate state. By the formation of intermediate state, how that intermediate state is forming? By the cleavage of bonds. So to understanding the reaction mechanism, we must have to knowledge about mainly four important things. What is that? What are those four important things, dear students? The four important things are the cleavage of bonds, the breaking of bonds. The second one is we must have to know about that what type of reaction intermediate will form. reaction intermediates. Next one is attacking reagents. Attacking reagents. What type of attacking reagents are present? What type of attacking reagents are present? During the reagent is attacking reagent to the substrate, what type of electron displacement will take place? Means the electrons are displacing from one atom to another atom. What type of electron displacement effects are present? So these four things, if you know that, if you are understanding, then we can understand the mechanism. Based on these four things, types of reactions. Types of organic reactions. How many types of organic reactions are present? While the intermediate free radicals are forming, then that reactions are called as free radical interreactions. Positive charged carbon atoms are present, that reactions are called as carbocation reactions. Negative charges are formed, those reactions are called as carbanion reactions. Means positive means electrophile, negative means nucleophile. The positive means there is no electrons, that's why those are called as electrophiles. Negative means electron rich, those are called as nucleophiles. Nucleophiles means based on these reaction intermediates, the chemical reactions are addition reactions, substitution reactions, and rearrangement reactions, and polymerization reactions. Like different types of reactions, they are separated. So the organic reactions, how many types of organic reactions are present here, students? One is addition, the second one is substitution, the third one is elimination reactions, fourth one is polymerization reactions, the fifth one is rearrangement reactions. Based on this reaction mechanism, the organic reactions are classified into how many types? 5 types. Addition, okay, substitution, elimination. These 3 are very, very important. Last, polymerization reactions and rearrangement reactions also, just we know about the concept, that's enough. Okay, among these 5, substitution, addition, elimination reactions are very, very important. So these reactions, how they are forming, based on the what type of intermediate forming, according to that they are classified the types of organic reactions. So this is the flow chart for the reactions, organic reactions. Generally, the organic reactions means the reactant reacts with attacking reagents, they forms one intermediate state. That intermediate state is unstable and converted into products. Understood, ma'am? Anybody have doubt regarding this flow chart? Next point. To understanding the reactions mechanism, we have knowledge about the following. We have knowledge about the following terms. What are those? The first one is cleavage of covalent bond. The second one is reaction intermediates. Third one is nature of attacking reagents. The third one is, fourth one is electron displacement effects. Electron displacement or migration. Covalent molecules. See, these are the four important types of things we have to learn. Then based on these four important things, we can understand the reaction mechanism. And based on these four things, we can understand the types of organic reactions. Okay? Okay, listen dear students, it's very, very important. This is the flow chart, like these organic reactions are taking place. The organic reaction means for any chemical reaction, one important reactant, that is called substrate. That substrate is called reactant, that is reacts with attacking reagents and forms one intermediate state. That intermediate state is unstable and converted into products. While this, due to understanding this mechanism, understanding the complete mechanism of organic reactions, we must have knowledge about these things. We must have knowledge about these four things. What are those four things, dear students? How the covalent bonds are breaking, fission. How the covalent bonds are breaking. That is called cleavage of covalent bonds. Because organic reaction, organic molecules or organic compound, they have only covalent bonds. They doesn't have ionic bonds. Okay. The next one is during the cleavage of covalent bonds, what type of intermediates they are forming? What type of intermediates are forming? So that is called reaction intermediates. Based on this formation of reaction intermediates and nature of attacking reagent, the chemical reaction belongs to what type of reaction we can identify. Whether it is addition reaction or substitution reaction or elimination reaction, we can identify very easily. Okay, so reaction intermediates we have to learn, and nature of attacking reagents also we need to learn. And during this attacking reagents, during the chemical reaction, while attacking reagent attacks to the substrate, then what electron displacement is taking place? Electron displacement taking place in a covalent molecules or organic compounds. So these electron displacement effects are very, very important. See, around approximately 5 types of electron displacement effects are present. 5 types: inductive effect, electromeric effect, mesomeric effect, resonance effect, and hyperconjugation. Inductive effect. Types of electron displacement effects, how many are present, dear students? Inductive effect, electromeric effect, mesomeric effect, resonance effect, and hyperconjugation. So again, the electron displacement effects are 5 types. Based on these electron displacement effects, we can explain the types of reactions, reactivity we can explain, and formation of what type of intermediates they will form, that we can explain, and stability of intermediates we can explain, and acidic strengths of organic compounds and basic strength of organic compounds we can explain. Okay, the stability of organic reactions we can explain. So these electron displacement effects are very, very important. Electron displacement effects are very, very important. These all are small concepts, but electron displacement effect is a little bit lengthy concepts. All so many important things we need to discuss in electron displacement effects. Okay, students. Now let's listen carefully. Now we'll discuss about that first one. What is that first one? Cleavage of covalent bonds. Cleavage of covalent bonds. Let's imagine that. Types of cleavage. What types of cleavage are present in covalent bonds? This is one covalent bond you have to imagine. This covalent bond we need to cleavage, means we have to break either in 2 ways. One is homolytical, means equally we can break, and second one is heterolytically. Heterolytical means unequal. Actually, what is bond, dear students? The bond is nothing but, the covalent bond is nothing but sharing of 2 electrons between the 2 bonded atoms. One atom, this, for example, this is one bonded atom, this is one bonded atom. This atom is contributing 1 electron, this atom is contributing 1 electron. The 2 electrons are shared in between the 2 bonded atoms in a covalent molecule. That bond is known as covalent bond. Again, that covalent bond we are cleavaging or we are breaking either in 2 ways. Homolytically means the shared electrons are distributed equally. then that cleavage is known as a homolytic cleavage. The shared electron pairs are distributed unequally, means that two electrons are taking only one of the bonded atom, another atom is not taking any electrons, means there is no electrons. So which is taking the total electrons, the shared electrons, that having that forms, that atom forms a negative charge, that atom having a negative charge, which lost that electron, that atom having a positive charge. That is called heterolytic cleavage. During that heterolytic cleavage, positive and negative ions will forms. During the homolytic cleavage, unpaired electrons, means single electron containing atoms will form, or species will form. The single electrons containing atoms or species are known as free radicals. So during the homolytic cleavage, free radicals formed as intermediates. During the heterolytic cleavage, positive and negative ions will form. Positive and negative ion will form. That is about cleavage of covalent bonds. Okay, students. Now I will explain you once again. The first one, cleavage of covalent. Okay. Let's listen. The cleavage of covalent bond. The covalent bond is cleavaged in two ways. These two ways depends on the nature of the reactants and reaction conditions. Based on the nature of reactants and reaction conditions. Okay, reaction conditions means what are the, dear students? Reaction condition means temperature and catalyst and solvent effects. Those all we need to consider. Based on that, those factors, the cleavage of covalent bonds in two ways. What are those? The first one is homo. The second one is hetero. Hetero, homolytic. Second one is heterolytic. Homolytic cleavage and heterolytic cleavage. Homolytic cleavage, homo means the shared electron pairs are distributed equally. For example, AB covalent bond is present in between A and B, two atoms are present. Then this bond is cleavaged homolytically, forms A radical and B radicals. So these are known as free radicals. Free radicals are intermediates. That is homolytic cleavage. Means the shared electrons this is shared electron pair. The shared electron pair is distributed equally to the bonded atoms. To form unpaired electrons, means single electron is present, that is called unpaired electron. To form unpaired electrons. To form unpaired electrons, electrons containing atoms. Unpaired electrons containing atoms known as homolytic cleavage. And these unpaired electrons containing atoms called as free radicals. These unpaired electrons containing atoms are called as free radicals. For example, AB molecule, AB bond, I gave example. Otherwise, in CH4 molecule, methane you have to take and you have to break the bond between carbon and hydrogen. The bond between carbon and hydrogen homolytically. Then we will get CH3 means methyl. CH3 group is called methyl. It having one unpaired electron present at carbon atom. Hence it is called as methyl free radical. This is hydrogen free radical. This is hydrogen free radical. Understanding, ma? So the shared electron pairs are distributed equally while the cleavage of or breaking of a covalent bond. Such type of cleavage is known as homo. Homo means equal. Hetero means unequal. Hetero means shared electron pairs distributed unequally. Distributed unequally, known as heterolytic cleavage. Heterolytic cleavage. Heterolytic cleavage. For example, you take AB only. This is the shared electrons. Actually, the shared electrons means one electron is for A atom, one electron is for A, one electron is B. The two electrons are taking by B atom only. Means the A electrons also taking B atom only. Means that is called unequal distribution. Then A will get negative charge and B will get positive charge. When this unequal distribution will take place, in between the bonded atoms, two bonded atoms, more electronegative atoms and less electronegative atoms are present. Electronegativity difference is more in between the bonded atoms. Here electronegativity difference is almost same. In homolytic cleavage, the bonded atoms electronegativity is